What's going on, everybody, and welcome on into the Put It in the Book show, spring training episode number 4 for 2025. Last spring training episode before we, bam, hit opening day in just a couple of days here. Bobby Valentine days until opening day. I'm Steve, little amped up 2 days before. Let's go. I got Rodriguez right on over there. What's going on, sir?
What's up, Farace? I don't really know what to do here. I'm in the wrong spot, but okay, that's better.
I feel better. Shit.
Good God, talking
Everybody's
about
like,
what's going on here. I'm doing good, man. Oh, there he goes again. See? There he
Here we
is.
go.
There he is. There he is. That's why I keep him being there. Oh, there it is too. See? He doesn't know how to behave himself. Doesn't know how to act. Take him off his leash. He doesn't know how to act. Oh, okay.
Oh.
Hey, everybody. What's up?
All right.
All right. 17 years and we still can't get this done. All right. Thousands of shows and we still can't figure out how to get
Are you properly introduced now?
Huh?
Have you gone I don't know what's going on here with all the moving around. Did you fully get to say hi, everybody?
I didn't say a word. I don't know. Producer Joe just wants to he wants to have fun. Let him have his fun.
It's off the rails. It's off the rails.
Probably had sex last night. That's the only reason he's so happy and so jumpy.
I gotta have a sip before we continue here.
All right, yep. Producer Joe.
All right, so Rodriguez.
Hi, everybody.
Welcome.
Hey, everybody. We're back. Show's starting.
Keith, Mr. Keith.
Wait.
Yeah, do a little talking there, Keith.
Yes,
please
sir.
Say something. Yeah. Can never shut him up. He doesn't want to talk now. There we go.
Hello. Hello.
Who, me? Yes, you said, you called my name. I said, what's up?
He said, hi. Hi.
No,
how you doing?
Yes, sir. Actually, I take the sir away now. And the yes, douche. I mean, what's up?
Douche. Listen, I accept that. And then behind Rodriguez here, we're all out of sorts here. There's something back there.
Behind the blue curtain. Let's make a deal.
Did he just say he wants the Mets to sign Trevor Bauer? Did I make that out right?
I have no idea. Who said that? Producer Joe?
I heard Bauer in there.
He must, I didn't hear anything. He must have looked at the starting rotation and realized that we need Bauer.
We need a little bit. Keith, you got that?
Yeah, I got it. Basically, what he was saying was that it's a shame that Bauer went to Japan. We should go over there and acquire him immediately, with no hesitation.
For the league minimum. He'll sign for the league minimum.
Right? Is that what we're gonna do here? All right.
I'm ready to sign him, man. I'll sign him with Steve Cohen's money.
Well,
not a problem.
Say that for once the show starts here on the other
start the show. Start the show.
Bad boy. So we'll talk about the starting rotation. Nice little lead in there. A little velocity dip with our closer.
Bauer would be perfect for the family atmosphere of the Mets.
That's true. And then we'll get into our get into our predictions.
Quick, Joe.
Producer Joe, do it. Do it.
Put up the box.
All right, everybody, welcome back in. George, what's going on, sir? The champ is in the building. Champ is in the house for fantasy baseball. Let's jump right into our pitching staff. Our starting.
The champ has been in the house. The champ has been in the house. Okay.
George is the current champ. Rodriguez, yes, you have championed our league before. I hope to champion it this year. But let's get into our starting rotation.
You won't.
We just kind of joked a little bit about Mr. Bauer, seemingly continuously offering his services in a baseball capacity.
Oh, that was live?
To everybody who might be in need of a pitcher. And what we always say, Rodriguez can never have too much pitching, and especially with guys like Canning and Tylor, who obviously Canning we have not much in the way of reassurance there after his performance last year. Tylor has been. We think Peterson has found it, right? Manea will be back soon.
No,
you got
Manaya.
That's how you say it. That's how you say
it. So and then you got Clay Holmes, and so this is not on paper. This is not on paper the elite of all elite starting pitching staffs. So Rodriguez, are you comfortable moving into the regular season this way? Or I know we talk a lot about it to maybe rile certain people up, but is a Bauer somebody that you would entertain if you were running the ship?
Dude, I would have entertained Bauer last year. Let's be serious here. The guy's doing very well in the other leagues. I mean, granted, it's the Mexican league, the Japanese league, subpar baseball leagues, but they're equivalent to minor leagues for Major League Baseball, and he's doing fairly well there. Putting up records in the Mexican league, striking people out, and even telling them what he's going to throw, and they still can't hit him. Velocity's up 98, 99, supposedly. That ball is moving. You could just watch him pitch and see him pitch and see that he's out there pitching. So
we may not have expensed a scouting trip for Rodriguez to go around and scout Trevor Bauer out there. He's got a lot of information there.
I do, because I'm looking at that pitching, dude. We need pitching. Let's be real. Look at the starting rotation we have. We have a reliever that just became a starter. We got guys that are on the fringe of being, sent back to the minors, and we have a guy coming off an injury. So does the rotation sound strong? Does it look strong? Not really. Could it be strong? Yeah, they all have potential to throw
Bartolo.
5 innings, 5 innings of 3-run baseball, which, whatever, it's good, I guess. But they all have the potential to do that, and you just got to give them a chance. Hefner has been doing a good job, like we said, but you can never have too much pitching, and you got a qualified major league starter out there begging to be on a team. I mean, the league has pretty much blacklisted him. They don't want him back in the league because of his prior indiscretions. He's obviously paying the penalty for it.
Let's just throw that out there.
Well, yeah, I mean, which he was found innocent of, but apparently, he's got the Pete Rose tag on him. It's, baseball is the biggest.
R.I.P.
Listen, baseball's the biggest hypocrite in the world. Okay, poor Pete. I mean, they banned him for life, and now they're pretty much have casinos right outside of the stadiums, for people to gamble.
Advertising on jerseys everywhere.
Advertising at the game. Betting. The betting
but the
books
good
are
news
open.
is Pete got into the WWE Hall of Fame. He got into a Hall of Fame.
Well, congratulations on that. But forget about Pete. Forget about Pete.
The NFL might be worse than the MLB, because let's look at Kaepernick. But truthfully, here's the deal, right? The guy's aging. He literally is a generational talent at pitching. He has done so well. To what Rodrigo was saying, he even said the crowd can call out what pitch he's going to throw if they want. And for them to kind of blacklist him over something he was eventually found innocent of, I think it's wrong. I think the Mets should break the seal, because we can get him in here on the cheap on a 2-year deal and anchor that rotation.
You don't sign him for 2 years, bro. You sign him. You let him come in this year. You're paying the league minimum for this year. The contract
is 2 years for $10 million.
If he acts if he acts like a jerk off, you get rid of him. If he doesn't, you keep him, and he'll sign. I mean, the guy is
Loaded
going to
up with
draw you
incentives.
fans. He's gonna bring you fans into the stadium, guys. Think about it. Would you guys not go see Trevor Bauer pitch for the Mets? You would, because on the chance that he goes ballistic and does something stupid, you want to be there, And on the chance that he throws a gem, you also want to be there. Stroman is on the Yankees, and you guys hate Stroman, and he's still a major league pitcher. He just pitched against us the other day. I mean, what do you guys think? Why not bring? I know producer Joe hates him. I bring him in. Our rotation is not that strong. We could talk about it all day, but let's just talk about Bauer.
My opinion is I would definitely bring him in, but I feel like the Mets don't have that same opinion, obviously, because they're very strong family oriented, and his accusations were anti that culture that the Mets ownership is trying to build. So I think that's probably the primary reason why he's not coming in. And as far as Stroman, I only hate him because of the crap he talked on the way out the door, and I still hate him for that. But he wasn't a terrible pitcher. He's a solid number 3 or 4 that anybody would want in their rotation. He just talked a lot of caca on his way out, and that's the reason why
it's a lot of noise with him.
Don't like him.
It's a lot. It is a lot of noise. It is a lot of noise. But so there's a lot of noise with Bauer too. And that rotation, that rotation is not strong, man.
And the way that Bauer has been, on Twitter and whatnot, and all social media, trying to position himself for a job. I don't know. Maybe I'm gullible, but he's doing it to land a job so that he can prove himself and show that he's still got in the major league. So I do think if you bring him in at a
dirt cheap ace.
Dirt cheap. That's what I was about to say.
Yeah.
Right, and then you can kind of push Canning out the door there. Max, what's going on, sir? We got Conrad, we got George, we got Rudy out there. Raul saying Mets rotation not the greatest starting. It's not the greatest starting the season, but it's not how you start, but how you finish. I think the Mets rotation will be all right, in my opinion.
And none of them have really finished the season. So let's just take that to task then. Let's talk about the guys on there. Which one of those guys has finished a full major league season?
Well, if I could just throw something in there before we talk about who's actually on rotation, let's talk about who we lost with Quintana and Severino. Between the two, we're literally looking at like 350 innings pitched. And who's on there now? I mean, I don't see Clay Holmes pitching a lot of innings. I don't see Singer pitching a lot of innings. Maybe Manaea. But there's a lot of questions out there. I could see Peterson getting up there, but it's about it.
And Senga's as fresh as he's ever going to be. So we'll see. And it wasn't an arm injury that hurt him most of the season last year. Was the calf. But you got Senga, who obviously did not pitch a full season last year. Did the year before. Clay Holmes. We're converting into a starter, so who knows? Peterson might be the reliable guy out of the bunch.
That seems crazy. Seems crazy.
But then also, remember at the tail end of not even the tail end, actually, August moving forward, maybe July, the manager staff was really extending the starting rotation. We had that really good stretch, which included Quintana. Throughout the month of August and September, where remember we were like marveling at 7 innings. It was we had a nice little roll going there, and I think Mendoza still have that mentality to not keep guys at 4 1/3 and 5 1/3, but to kind of get them stretched out. He did a good job, I think, with Clay Holmes in spring training.
You would hope, but Manaea got hurt in spring training. He barely pitched a week, and he was already hurt. I mean, you need pitching. You need to have pitchers on the squad. And if you have these guys that haven't pitched, consistently and been major league starters and done their 200 innings, you're going to have a problem. You're going to have a big problem. So what do you do?
Putting up stats here, innings pitched from last year. What has got into you,
150 innings between. Manaea did get up to 180. That's a real.
I had to call it up because I was like, freaking Did Keith look this up? Because he nailed it. 350 between Severino and.
I've heard it talked about a bunch, so I just
Okay, well,
kind of had
it's
those
like
numbers in my head.
351.
Yeah.
Quintana and Severino. So you're right. That's a lot of innings to make up. That's a lot of innings.
And
And
David Peterson, that that's 121. And he went down to the minors, so it's a little low from what he actually finished with last year between the minors and the majors.
Yeah, good point. So I mean, from a horse, our workhorse, Manaea and Peterson might fit that role, but I don't know who else.
But 180 still doesn't fit that role. 180 innings, 180 innings is not a workhorse.
That's
200,
2025 workhorse. 230.
Well, listen,
230.
that's fine. 200, 230 is a real workhorse. That's a real guy. But they're also going to do six-man rotation, so that's their innings are going to be less, but hopefully more effective, because Senga is the guy they're trying to protect the most by doing a six-man rotation, and they did that his first year, and that's why he did very well his first year. So
how many guys in all of baseball pitched 200 innings last year?
3.
That's what I'm saying. 170 is the new 200.
4.
Joe, can you put up that last row?
And guess who's number 2 in all of baseball, guys?
Scherzer.
Yeah, right. That's Lugo.
Hakalugi, man.
206 innings pitched.
Can you put up that last row comment?
Logan Webb and Zach Wheeler. Only 4 pitchers over 200. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wait, Loogie pitched over 200 innings?
Yeah.
206.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he couldn't pitch 5 innings for us. He couldn't pitch 5 innings for us, that douche.
I put him in my queue and somebody stole him.
And he already had 3.
Velasquez comment from 744, because it kind of fits into our conversation.
Yeah. And he's probably talking about a little Dylan Cease action.
Yeah,
there,
23 wasn't much better. There was only 5 in 23. I mean,
and Bassett.
Well,
guys, we get rid of
baseball, Joe.
Every year we get rid of somebody and they pitch 200 innings.
Wow, the Hound pitched 200 innings. Look at
Lugo.
Wow.
Garrett Cole.
180 innings is
so
kind
how
of
many of these pitchers are going in for TJ surgery?
Yeah, right. Good point. 75%. Yeah.
The days of Nolan Ryan are gone.
And the funny thing is, they throw 100 pitches a game. They throw 100 pitches a game, and they still can't even pitch 200 innings. It's a joke.
Well, that's why they're not pitching 200 innings.
So okay, I mean, to your point, Keith. Here's the 8 that did it in 22. How many of them are still pitching, not hurt? You got Burns, and that's it.
And Alcantara.
After
that season, he
I
went
know.
to Tommy John.
I'm talking about opening day this year.
Yeah, but it's not how many you throw; it's what you throw. It's how you throw, dude. Every pitch, you throw every pitch at 100 maximum, 100% effort. You're not going to be able to pitch it a whole year. You're not going to be able to pitch. You got to know when to take it off, take some speed off. Don't try to throw your arm out on every single curveball, on every single slider, on every single forkball. That's the problem. That's where these guys are getting hurt.
Torque, baby. Torque.
But that's what they're coached to do. So,
we identified that problem months ago, or maybe last year, that the owners are douches, and they've turned players into what they are now. A few comments here. Max says, sign Bauer, stop the shit. No cause for an ace and looking to prove himself. Sign the fucker.
Yeah, no, I'm with you, Max. I mean, it's not the popular opinion, apparently, but I'm with you. Yeah.
I bet you the Dodgers will re-sign him.
No way.
Dodgers don't care, man. Dodgers don't care what Major League Baseball thinks or what they
want the ring.
They have a gambling. They have a guy who gambled, proven gambling, freaking whatever he is, that Ohtani guy. and nothing happened.
And he
Nothing
stole an
happened to the
MVP
guy.
away from our guy.
And he stole an
Son of
MVP by being a half-ass player.
They are the
Come
Yankees
on,
in the
man.
90s times two. That's who
Oh,
the
by the way, I don't know. You guys see what Mookie Betts is going through. Get well soon. I know we're not Dodgers fans here, but he's lost. He had some stomach thing. He's lost 18 pounds since the start of spring training. And is
Poor guy.
no, they're trying to pinpoint. He just can't. Has not been able to keep anything down at all. He's going to try and play American opening day. He didn't play in the Tokyo opening day little series that they had there last week, but he's going through it.
Loss is not good. That means he's losing muscle at this point.
Yeah, he said he's about 150 pounds right now.
I don't wish it on any player that doesn't wear other than a Braves and Phillies jersey.
Yeah, hope he takes care of his health first and foremost, and then he's back by the All-Star break. So
that sucks, man.
You know,
Mets going to pick up another pitcher. Mention this, Raul. Maybe with a Dylan Cease on the mind, I'd sign up for 180.
Yeah, and that's what I was saying with Raul's comment is because
what was the 180?
What he said there may extend like the average inning of pitchers by bringing in somebody late or bringing somebody up from the minors. You know, but still, it's you need some workhorses in your rookie.
That was it right there, Keith. You said it.
Did you see the?
Let's talk about the minors.
bulb.
Forget about signing Trevor Bauer. You saw my light bulb when Keith said it right then and there. The minor guys, the Sproat kid. Is Christian Scott going to be ready at any time this year? The guy that just came back, Matt Allen or something like that? It just came back and was throwing 198 again. You know, those guys. Do they come up at the middle of the season? Should we supplement with those guys? Bring them into the bullpen. A Sproat guy, he throws 99 miles. All these guys throw hard. Bring him into the bullpen like the Braves used to do in the old days. And they used to bring their young guys up in the bullpen, let them get a couple of, some innings in, get used to the major leagues, and then the next year for spring training, you turn them into bona fide starters again.
Mm-hmm.
But, you bring in a guy like Sproat. He gives Edwin Díaz a break. He gives the bullpen a break. Comes in, throws 99 for an inning or two, goes back down to the minors, comes back again. All these young guys, they can do that, if you manage them well. So should we supplement with the minors? What do you guys think?
For sure. They're hungry. Some have had a little taste of what it's like to be in the major leagues. And I'm we talk about our confidence level in this team and the ownership group now, but I am now more confident than ever in some of the decisions that have been made to bring guys up, like Acuna last year. Those guys had him ready, not to just step up in a playoff race, but to step in for an MVP candidate, Francisco Lindor.
Yeah,
and really not to say that he was Lindor, but he got hit after hit, big hits, and all that junk. And these guys are
at 300, right? At 300,
played excellent shortstop. Can't complain there. So I feel like the team in the minors, scouting and all that stuff has these guys ready. So I don't see why not. That's that one little step. Taste it. You got to go back down, but you already got that taste. Makes them hungrier.
That's an interesting topic for maybe our next show is Beatty or Acuna and why. We can probably talk a whole hour just about that alone, but it's so true. And not only that, Farace, I think to the point of trading by the deadline to enhance our team if we're doing that push, we're also built so well at top tier rookies and second tier rookies that we can make a trade without really affecting our major league club and sending some prospects over
some money,
a top line pitcher.
And remember what this ownership group did and GM did when trading away 40-something-year-old guys and bringing back Acuna and Jet Williams and these guys, back. So add some money to it. You can entice anybody.
I think Mets' problem is there's no track record, and the existing track record goes back to the last ownership, where we just consistently sucked and had a good year every little while. So I think this organization is going to build a track record and build that confidence in the fan base.
They're already
All
building it. People want to come here and play for us again.
Yeah, they're doing it.
People want to come here and play. It's being done. Now you just have to match that mentality that people think that we're a good organization and we're doing great. And do it with the talent on the field and do it with the record and start winning, start getting into the playoffs consistently. People will come. They will.
I heard a thing with
Will
Michael
come.
K. I heard a thing with Michael K. bitching and moaning about why Soto really went to the Mets.
Ugh.
Oh, it was
He's
disgusting.
such a drama queen over
He
there
is.
with
He's a-
everything Yankees. And by the way, I'm glad that Juan Soto came out and said that, because that makes all perfect sense right there. That you look at the Yankees and see, yeah, they might be good for the next 4 or 5 years, but then what?
Well, Michael K. did make a decent point. He said, well, the Yankees
Oh,
haven't
did
been under 500 since like early or like 91 or 92. There's a track record there. I'm back to that track record thing again. So on and so forth. But it's a little deeper than that now because the ownership's not the same. Old man George, as much as we all don't like him, he did a good job of maintaining. The son, he does a good job at patchwork. He won a championship, okay, but he does a good job at patchwork, and patchwork isn't sustainable for a track record to continue on.
We've tried that patchwork.
Cashman caught lightning in a bottle, and the last 18 years since they won a ring proves out that they just left him in too long, and they're not a forward-thinking franchise, and that's why Soto signed with us.
What?
You laugh like
I like the laugh. I like the laugh. Killing me. I love it.
Very good. Very good.
I forget his name. I'll find out for next show.
All right. So that was great. All right. So
Muggsy. Was it Muggsy?
Mugsley, that's it.
One more thing that I want to talk about with the pitching, and then we'll move on to our predictions for the year and get ready for opening day here. Edwin Díaz, coming through spring training this year, his velocity is down. Rodriguez, I look to you first here. Is that an automatic sign of concern that his velocity is down in spring training?
Not if by the end of spring training he's throwing 97, 98. I mean, let's be real. If you 97 to 99, that's a nice place to be. If he's throwing 97, 98, he's okay. And you got to remember that it's spring training. He's supposed to be gearing up for the season, not be at peak season form. So these guys on the radio that are freaking out, those two bald-headed douches over there that have their own show, Well, that's not to do with you. I'm talking about the other douches, not you.
Yeah.
Those two guys that all of a sudden are like, oh my God, he's not going 98, he's going down. What's going to happen? Oh my God. He just wants people to go berserk and lose their mind. Met fans, and we Met fans will do that, But guys, don't get so concerned because at the end of the day, if he's throwing 97, he may end up having to become a better pitcher. Because God forbid, 97, if any one of you guys have seen 97 coming from the mound to the plate, it's not, it's a fast, man. It's a fast. And he throws a slider. It's the fast. And he throws the slider. He might even end up throwing a curveball once in a while or a changeup. It could literally make him an even better pitcher. Because at 97, with another couple of pitches and change of speeds, for one inning, that's unhittable, man. You have to really see 97 in front of you to understand how fast that is. And if he can do that, forget about it.
Especially that rising fastball, 97 looks like 103.
It does.
Absolutely.
But let me also just say that thank you, Mr. Diaz, for not trying to throw your shoulder out with the ball or pop your elbow in spring training. Thank you.
That's right.
If you're gonna throw a pitch that puts your elbow or arm in jeopardy, do it in the championships series or the World Series.
Break your arm then.
The last out.
Break your arm then.
Yeah.
At least it was done for a cause.
It's a marathon, not a sprint, as they say. So
Rodriguez, I want to make.
Then we'll talk.
Rodriguez, I want to make mention about one of the deuces that you mentioned earlier. Sal Licata, the fake on again, off again. Let's trade everybody. Mets a great fan. In his predictions for 2025, just want to how he went this year. This is a guy who wanted to trade everybody last May. Pete, Lindor,
He did.
everybody. National League East champs, New York Mets. World Series, National League Championship Series, Mets over Braves. World Series, Mets over the Red Sox. And your National League MVP, Juan Soto. Let's hold him accountable to all this shit.
Let's get to the end of April if we go into a slump. It's over.
Dude,
Soto starts off 2 for his first 10, worst signing ever.
Sell your mother's ass. Let's go. It's done. Wait,
it's the best thing. It's the best thing he could do for himself. So that way he could be the butthurt guy in June or July if the Mets have a bad week or two. He could be like, "Oh my God, I called them. Oh, poor me. Oh, woe is me. Everybody." Did you see the guy had a hoodie on, and then he goes, "Well, let me take my hoodie off in case what I say goes viral, and I'm gonna be on more channels than I want to be on." Basically, he's like, "Let me just look good, saying the stupidest shit I can say." He's basically trying to be Stephen A. Smith of baseball world. I mean, come on.
Did you hear Mike Francesca? Did you hear him? See what happened with Francesca? Mike Francesca was talking about NCAA basketball, and a producer said on the microphone, St. John's has already won the conference, whatever. And he says, "No, that's not true." Who said that? And he goes on and on. Who said that? Because you're not right. That this is. And then somebody said, "We're live," and he says, "What? We're live?"
Oh,
so everybody just heard me yelling at you guys, and he said, "Oh, that's great. Yeah, this is gonna go viral. That's good."
Was producer Joe producing that show?
And then he apologized once he found out.
I'm sorry, everybody out there.
Stuff though, I'll give him that.
No, he does. He knows his stuff. He even said, "Let's start that one over."
Take it from the top. Let's go live.
It happens.
Good live,
that
good
guy,
live.
right? Take it from the top. Let's go live. The screaming Bill O'Reilly, was it?
Yes.
Bill O'Reilly. Yeah. That piece.
Can't read it. We'll do it live.
Fuck it. We'll do it live. That's what he said. Exactly.
Yeah. All right. Let's get into some of our predictions for what's going to go on in 2025. We're always spot on with all that stuff. Keith's gone. That matched up rather well.
Batman music knocked him out. Let me see if it brings him back. I gotta show. Hang on.
Oh boy, maybe he farted.
Gotta
blew his electric out.
That knocked him out.
Gotta feel
Do
it.
Apparently, I was ashamed of my predictions.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Don't feel ashamed,
right.
bro. Don't feel ashamed.
All right. In the event, because people send in these things and then they forget who they choose, but we're going to go through here. First, the divisions here. Really quick.
Let's go back to the comment. What do you mean? Like, who forgets who?
Really quick, Keith.
No,
really quick.
I will say, who'd you pick? I forgot. When we used to do the NFL. By the way, Russell Wilson to the Giants.
I can't let him just say shit and then he gets away with it.
Why not? All right, starting the American League. The American League East. I'm just gonna call it here. Producer Joe, kind of leaned over Rodriguez's desk while he was doing this. We have Orioles across the board, so that's a big. The Yankees.
Wow. Okay.
Well, we have some agreements here, by the way. Be prepared, Rodriguez, to get upset.
I'm gonna get upset. I know it.
American League Central, Rodriguez. You'd be happy to know that you and I agree that the Guardians are going to win that division. Keith goes a little bit different direction with the Tigers because he's a big Javi Baez fan and he wants him to succeed.
Wow.
American League. You can't talk here. Okay. American League West. Rodriguez. 3 in a row. Go with the Mariners.
This
Going
is
with the Mariners
terrible.
here.
This is terrible. What
Which
have I
also
done?
means that producer Joe agreed with me too.
Wait a minute. I picked the Mariners. All right. All right.
Oh, he
Very
did.
good. He's good. That producer Joe. He knows what he's talking about.
I-
Keith went with the Astros.
Yeah, he likes ass.
What's the pause and stare for? Is that like a bad choice?
No,
Because
you're
we're all
not.
going to lose, and I'm going to be victorious all alone.
Yeah, you do that.
All right, and then wild card teams. We got kind of a mixed bag here. We all picked the Yankees to go to wild card. Rodriguez, you have the
Devils.
Tigers and the Astros. So we're all kind of in agreement with the teams. The only team that only team that you didn't pick to go to the playoffs that we did was the Red Sox. Producer Joe picked also. He picked pretty much in line with us.
I did not pick the Red Sox to go, although I did pick Cora for the manager of the year. But go on.
That's true. That's true. You did do that.
Okay, no jumping ahead. We're not there yet. Simmer down.
Did you just yell, Producer Joe?
Oh, somebody's leaving. Bye. See you later.
See you later. All right. National League. That's where we are. National freaking League. Now, Rodriguez, you have to make a pick here because you missed a couple, and that wasn't what I was saying before, Keith. Okay. Yeah, American League champs and the National League champs and the World Series champs. Those are the three that you missed here. National League East, sweep across the board with the crap Atlanta Braves. National League Central, sweep across the board with the Cubs.
Okay.
Hold on.
You want to check your notes?
No, I'm going to check my notes right now because that is not what I picked. I'm just saying.
He's just saying.
Yep.
You find it?
Check it again. NL East, Mets.
Definitely Cup.
NL East, Mets. NL
When did that happen?
That happened at 2:00, 2:30 when I sent it to you. Go ahead.
You're a liar.
Check I'm looking right at it.
You just edited it.
Yeah, it's unedited. Aha.
We all chose the Dodgers.
True.
This is a fact.
True.
The three of us chose the Mets to go into the wild card.
Incorrect. Braves. Mets.
I said the three of us.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Wow.
We also have Diamondbacks. Me and Keith have Diamondbacks going to the playoffs. Padres and the Phillies. I don't have the Phillies. You know why? The Phillies. That's why I don't have the Phillies.
It's a very fair point. Very fair point. I agree with that.
Here.
I agree with that point.
Keith has a World Series matchup of the New York Yankees and the New York Mets in a rematch 25 years. Can you guys believe that the Mets Yankees World Series 25 years ago?
Don't make me feel old. Make me feel happy with a Mets.
It is bullshit. Realize that
I would love that matchup and definitely a different result. So I'm okay with that for sure.
Are you gonna predict the same?
I'm gonna. You know what? I don't know how they can get by the Dodgers if the Dodgers get to the, to the championship.
Well,
I don't know how they would. I think the Mets will probably get better if they're rookies. If the Mets rookies get better or get more playing time, I think the Mets will be in the World Series, and I would pick them to beat just about anybody if they're rookies. If their rookies get playing time, National League champs, they have to be the National League champs, I guess, to go to the World Series. So, God, man, Dodgers for the National League champs, and I don't want to pick them. Mets. I don't care. Mets.
Ooh.
Mets.
So, Mets. And who's the American League champ? Who are the Mets facing in the World Series?
The Mets. I don't think they're really going to face the Skankies. I think they'll probably face the Orioles. But I would love it for be. I think the Mets and Orioles are in the World Series.
So you guys with a couple of rematches of World Series from yesteryear, Mets Yankees 2000, Mets Orioles from 69.
I think the Orioles will get pitching.
I have the same thing. I have Mets Orioles with the Mets winning in 7.
I love that kid Gunner up there.
69 rematch.
You guys do this to me every single year, make me out to be like a dick.
Go ahead.
No.
Because you're gonna pick somebody else because you're a traitor.
That's good. Good. Pick the
Go ahead.
Dodgers. Go ahead.
Rusty, you don't need any help. You do it all by your own.
You do a good job all by yourself. Thank you,
Go
Keith.
ahead. Go ahead.
Well said.
All right. I am going to agree with most on the American League champion, and that's the Baltimore Orioles. I picked them last year to win the American League. Didn't happen. Going to do it again this year. And in the National League, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pick the Los Angeles Dodgers to come out.
Of course you are. Of course you are. See, you see me go through how hard it was to pick the Dodgers, right? You saw how difficult it was.
I know.
You know, and I can't pick against my team, but you could pick against your team. So that says a lot about you.
Jeez, wait till we get to the award winners.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. I won't be surprised.
All right. That's where we're thinking everything's gonna land. Dodgers win the World Series. Not for me, but that's my prediction. All right,
for you.
Let's take a look at the.
How much money you got on it? That's all I need to know. I know how you pick.
Yep. No.
Let's take a look at the hardware, guys.
I mean,
degenerate.
Steve.
You're
not Farace anymore. Now you just Steve. And it's gone.
My question is for the ESPN power rankings that you mentioned earlier, Keith. The Mets are ranked 4th, but they're also projected to have more wins than the power ranked team number 3, which is the Phillies. I'm not understanding what ESPN did there, but they had like the Dodgers, the Braves at 96 wins. Then the Phillies 3rd at 88 or 89, and the Mets 4th at 90. So I don't understand ESPN. What's going on there? All right, let's talk hardware. Let's talk MVP award winners. For Keith, you got Bobby Witt Jr., which is an excellent pick for the American League MVP. And a more excellent pick is the National League MVP, Francisco Lindor.
He could definitely do it this year with Soto right behind him. Yep.
Yeah, it's time. It's time.
100%. Well said, Keith.
Rodriguez, you have Aaron Judge. Can't catch a fly ball, but that doesn't prohibit people from winning an MVP.
He could be the DH, just like the other guy.
Yeah.
Dickhead?
There's no ding there. That's you got the opposition. Okay. And in the National League, you have Juan Soto winning the National League MVP.
I think he's going to try and really prove. I mean, dude, just watching him in spring training and the way he hits the ball, and he's dead solid on a lot of those baseballs. I mean, he seems like Barry Bonds without the roids. He really does to me.
But
Barry Bonds was great.
Was it Nimmo who said, 108 mile an hour line drives the opposite way is pretty intense.
He's ominous at the plate.
Think about it.
And what I mean by that is when he comes up, I think he invokes fear. Exactly. He invokes fear. Like the way he looks at pitchers, shakes his head at them, smiles, laughs. It's got to F the pitcher's head.
I would hit him. I would hit him so fast. I'm getting angry.
That's what I'm worried about.
If I'm on the mound, I'm already thinking about hitting him. I would just beat his ass. I say,
you see the way
tough guy?
He looks at the pitchers like he looked at that fan that was telling him he's overrated.
Big boy. I mean, that's the other thing. Like, okay, I can hit him, but this guy can also kick my ass. So, but
go down swinging. You just got to go down swinging.
That's what the rest of the team is for.
I know. Let me just stop and say
that's what your catch is for.
If he faced Pedro Martinez in Pedro Martinez's prime, he would get pegged 98 miles an hour in the ribs all the time.
Oh, after one shuffle.
Pedro Martinez would stand at the mound like, bring it. He's going to run into a pitcher like that one day.
Did you guys – wait, let me just say, Keith, think about this. You heard what Vladdy Guerrero said the other day, Junior? He said
No.
when he got hit with a 90 something mile an hour fastball in the side, they say, "Oh, you were mad. Were you going to charge?" He goes, "Yeah, I was mad, but I couldn't move. I couldn't breathe. I'm going to charge the guy. I just gave him a dirty look. Like, I'm hurt, man. I'm not charged. I'm hurt." So
Yeah,
man.
you remember
Yeah.
Tino Martinez when he got hit between the 2 and the 4 by
No, fuck that guy.
Benitez.
What?
It hurts.
It knocked the wind right out of him.
Fuck Tino.
That'd be
I
brave.
just brought that
Yeah.
up because it was an ex-Met that hit him there. But, you know.
Good. Yeah. Fuck him. Stupid
Oh my
Tino
God.
Martinez.
Whoa.
Potty mouth.
Let me hit. Yeah, stupid ass. All right. For me, it's Bobby Wood Jr. in the American League and Shohei Ohtani in the National League.
Again, you gave him 2 in a row. You really wow.
Because hold on. I'm trying to think like the asinine voters, because in a year in which Lindor did everything possibly that he could in the field and at the plate,
I'm
and
sorry.
Ohtani just batted last year. I'm just saying just batted, but it's not like he did anything over and above. It's not like if you take him out of that lineup, the Dodgers still don't make the playoffs. So
If
most valuable player.
If Ohtani can hit as well as he did, and pitch and really pitch every 5th day, then I'm gonna give it to him. But I don't think he can, because he hasn't been that great of a pitcher. He's been a very good pitcher, but you're talking about a great pitcher and a great hitter to win the MVP this time. He already set the bar really high. I don't think he can do it, you know. So
I don't think he can.
It's a jinx. I put a spell on him.
I wish.
And by the way, Farace, I just want to let you know that your shirt says QU22NS. It doesn't say anything else. So I don't know what you're trying to prove there, where you fake freaking predictions and everything else. But let's.
You're right. You're right. All right.
Tell him.
Cy Young Awards. Rodriguez, me and you. Perfect on both. We got Skubal and Skeens. Skeens is going to be for a future New York Metropolitan.
He looks.
If there's a guy you're going to spend money on, that's the guy. Pirates, get out of here. Groom him well. Take good care of him, Pittsburgh, because he's going to be a New York Met in about 4 years.
Don't let him get hurt.
All right, Keith.
Can I
Talk about Keith's. You want to announce?
Yeah.
Let me set it up for you. We'll start in the National League. National League Cy Young Award winner is
Zach Wheeler.
And the American League Cy Young Award winner is
Jake DeGrom.
I can see the steam coming out of Rodriguez's ears right now.
It is. If you look at on the screen right
It looks
side,
like the Brooklyn Bridge is on fire, but no.
Yeah, it looks like the Brooklyn Bridge.
I would be upset about the DeGrom thing, but he's not gonna pitch past May anyway, so he's not gonna win anything.
If he's healthy, he's winning. So
he's
that's
not, but
he's
he's not. There's not a gamble. It's almost like, it's gonna rain in Florida in the afternoon. He's gonna get hurt by May.
Set your watch by it. Set your calendar by it.
Argue that point, but I took a shot at it because honestly, if he is healthy and if the rain holds out and we hit a drought, he's hitting that Cy Young. He's Jake DeGrom, and that's the end of it.
He's not.
That's the end of it.
That's the end of it.
He's a traitor. He's a traitor. That's why he wears that. That's why he went to a team with a T on their hat.
Did you see their
Tell me one pitcher? What for
Scarlet letter?
Tell me one pitcher that's better than Zach Wheeler in the National League.
Hey Joe, what's that guy? What's that pitcher we have on our team? Manaya, right? Manaya?
Yeah, I am.
Phenomena.
Manaya. There you go. I would pick Manaya before I pick Wheeler, just on principle alone.
You know what's funny? I came to those two conclusions, DeGrom and Wheeler, without any other affiliation, like thinking Mets, just purely thinking who should win this year. And I told Farace, I'm like, oh man, Rodriguez is going to love this on his side.
Wheeler can win it. Wheeler can win it, obviously, and you need a good team behind you to actually really be the Cy Young winner.
Mhm.
Unless you're like Skeens, and that's why I kind of pick Skeens. I think he can transcend the fact that the Pirates
Sure.
are not ready yet. I think he can blow everybody out the league because of the way he throws, because of what he throws and stuff. But Wheeler, I think they may be. I see him lose his concentration a lot of times, even though he pitches well. And the Phillies can't be beat. So
It could definitely be beat for sure.
and I hope he pulls a muscle.
Who sucks more, Brian Hahn or the Phillies? Or are they like an equal thing?
Brian Home likes
You
to suck a lot.
suck. Yeah,
That's the problem.
jackass.
That's the thing right there.
It's just jackass.
With Wheeler, his pure ability and his current experience and being a veteran, that's what really kind of pushed me over the edge to pick him. Skeens was an option in my mind, but I think Wheeler's experience and his ability and being a veteran, knowing I'm hoping for me to win this prediction, that he uses that to get himself out of more jams and just be a better pitcher.
Jam this.
So
Manaea's going to have a better year than Wheeler.
Oh, I hope so. I wouldn't
put
get
it on the board, baby.
You can take my prediction and piss on it.
Manaea.
Manamana. Alice Core was our unanimous pick or preseason pick for American League Manager of the Year, and then National League Manager of the Year. We all have something different. I don't know what. I guess I don't know what producer Joe picked. Probably Mendoza. Craig Counsell, Keith. I picked Craig Counsell last year. No, not going to go do that again. Rodriguez, you went with Carlos Mendoza.
I think he'll get it. He should have got it last year.
He should have.
I do. He should have gotten it last year.
Yeah.
And that's why I don't think they're going to give it to him this year. I'm going to go with a guy who's managed 1 billion years and then now is going to a new team to take over there, and Terry Francona.
It figures. Front runner, Cincinnati Red, Terry Francona. Go ahead. Pick Francona. Trader bastard.
Francona's a good pick. I mean, if he elevates that team to contention or even to the wild card, because they're a middle of the line team. Like they can do it or they can just tank.
Yeah. You know? They were in fourth place last year. Probably shouldn't have been. But
is it just me, or does it look like a Teletubbies antenna on top of Keith's head?
Hold on.
It's been there the whole show, and I'm like, is that on the City Field thing?
You know what? I noticed that. I thought it was just me.
There it is.
There it is.
All these years, our first Teletubbies reference.
That's funny because I hate those things. Let me see if I move up and it goes away.
Who likes them?
You do.
All right. For this last bit here, Keith and I, not everybody was able to get this in. It was all last minute, but Keith and I got some stats popped in here. Rodriguez, here's what I want you to do on this. I want you to just tell us if we're way off. This is Keith and I, an average. So you'll like to tell us how wrong we are on this, I'm sure. And producer Joe, feel free to chime in also.
All right, awesome.
What did he say? What did he say?
Awesome. This is great. Put them up. Well,
I'm just gonna go through it. Rapid fire. So I'm gonna go position by position. You tell me if we're, because it's again Keith and I, we're kind of close on most of the time, not so much some others. Francisco Alvarez, Rodriguez. I got 252, 18, and 59. So we got so for everybody out there that says, "Where's the advanced metrics?" That's too much. We're doing our old-fashioned average home run, RBI, and that other stuff will work itself out.
Okay, if he comes back by May, yeah, I think he might even hit more home runs.
Oh yeah, I see.
If he comes back by May,
the optimism. Pete Alonso, we got him at 254, 41 home runs, and 110 RBI.
Wow, that's really fair. Producer Joe, I think I'm going with that. I think that's fair, but I'm gonna raise the average because I think he's gonna hit 260 and above. But that's really
I hope.
fair. You might be low on the home
listen,
runs too.
hold on. If
You
he
might be low.
hits 260 with 41 home runs and 110 RBI, he is opting out, and he's going to renegotiate that contract.
He's staying a Met, dude. If he hits that, because the Mets, if he hits that, the Mets are the Mets are going far. He's not leaving.
Oh yeah. Producer Joe, we're on the page there.
Oh no, I did my thumbs up.
Oh, okay. Sorry,
There you
didn't
go.
hear it. All right. Here's Rodriguez's favorite guy in all the lineup, Jeff McNeil. Starting out the year, obviously he's hurt. We don't know. It's the oblique.
Yeah. Wow.
Keith's predictions were right on par with this. I'm sorry to pun. I'm sorry to be punning before the pun, but he had
par. Yeah.
His average par home run about 300 yards, and no ribeye steaks out there. But in all seriousness, we have him at 275, 11, and 47.
If he hits that, I'll be happy because he's off the team. He's gone. He's traded.
Fair.
If he hits that, he's traded. You know, if he does it, if he hits what he should hit, which would be a good 295 to 310 in that range, and with 12 home runs and 50 RBIs, if he does that, he's still on the team. But if he hits what you guys just predicted, Acuna's got himself a spot, or Batty.
What if he hits
they're
par?
both on the team.
Par. What was he at last year with 240 something, right? So to lift it up, that's a 60-point increase, and he's done it before. But
he's gone at the All-Star break if he's hitting that. He's traded at the All-Star break.
At shortstop, Mr. Francisco Lindor, Mr. Smile, we got him at 273, 29 home runs, and 98 RBI.
That's really fair, but I'm gonna give him a 30 home run season because he's got Soto behind him. I'm gonna give him. He's gonna see a lot of fastballs, man.
So me and Keith were 2 off here. Keith had 28. I had 30.
I was gonna say that's pretty crazy. You had 29. Like we were pretty close on that one.
Yeah,
yep.
Yeah. But that's pretty fair, I think.
And it's gonna be tough. I know.
How many RBIs did you say?
98.
98's a lot, but
that's where I'm thinking, because you got these 3 guys who are 100 RBI guys, but there's only so many RBI to go around. You know.
Well, it depends who's in front of him and how they get on. I mean, if McNeil hits 240, he's not getting 98 RBI.
I thought about that, and my whole prediction status brings us close or hopefully above 2006, but the bottom of our lineup is actually pretty good.
We're getting there. Keith, hold on.
I keep him in the 90s. Yeah, I keep him in the low 90s RBI wise because he's the leadoff man now. But 30 home runs, I think he'll do.
We have Brett Beatty here. And it's hard to kind of predict what these guys are going to do because of lack of position. You're fighting for this stuff and all that stuff. I know producer Joe probably has him about 210. 2 home runs. You pull a Dom Smith, probably picking a Dom Smith line.
You know what? Overall, my numbers, if you ask me, my numbers are going to be much more realistic based on, recent,
real life.
Real life, You're saying 254 for Pete, and I'm like, you know what? If he hits 235, I'll be happy. As long as he still hits his 40 home runs, gets 110 RBIs. Yeah. But
that's what I
don't see it. I don't see it.
I'd move Pete. I would not put Pete behind Soto. That's the thing. I would put Pete in front of Soto.
I'm so glad you mentioned that. I hate batting third. I
don't like him. I don't like him batting third.
I think Vientos should be third and Pete fourth. I think Pete third is just stupid.
I don't think Vientos should be batting fifth. I think Pete should be fourth, and Soto should be third, and Nimmo should be second. Should be Lindor. I should be Lindor, Nimmo, Soto. If you don't care about Pete, and just let him flounder, whatever. But if you wanna, you could even put Soto fourth because honestly, he's that good. You could keep Pete third, but if you put Soto behind Pete, Pete can actually hit 50 again if he puts Soto behind Pete, because he's gonna get that kind of protection. They don't want to pitch to Soto. Trust me, nobody's gonna want to pitch to Soto.
Yeah.
They're gonna throw to Pete, and if
From
Pete
those
doesn't start fishing, he's gonna hit 50.
From those videos I watched, The Pursuit Part 1 and 2, I don't know if 3's out yet, but I watched Part 1 and 2. One of Soto's biggest concerns coming onto the Mets was protection in the lineup. So I think in a lot of ways that's where he is where he is. And I also think that Lindor proved last year he's such a great leadoff hitter that if Soto's batting behind him, he'd be even better at it. I just think Vientos, because he's more of an average hitter with a strong power accent to his bat, would be a better number 3. And Pete is purely a swing for the fence guy these days. That he would be much better behind Vientos. Now, Pete's track record, I was looking at his stats. Last year was just really bad. I mean, okay, but I'm expecting him to do better than last year. But we truly don't know. And if you put
he'll do better. I agree, Keith. I agree with you.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't have the faith in Vientos. I don't have the faith in Vientos that you seem to have, because he's basically a rookie to me still, and he's sort of learning the game. And I think he's easier to pitch to than Pete. I think if you're gonna throw outside and low, you could get Vientos, and he's got a big hole right in the middle. When he's up like this, he's got a big hole right here. So you pop him in, you can get him in here and bring him outside. Pete reaches, and that's what he does. He does it to himself with his reaching and trying to hit everything.
Throw it up and out. Pete's done.
So
or down and away, and that's what got him. Last year was the longest period of no home runs. He had that power outage, and if Pete's out there with no power, then that's Ray Ordonez.
The hope is that these guys are professionals. They know what got them last year, and they worked on it in the offseason. That's
still hit 34 home runs, right?
All right, Brett Beatty, focus, guys. We're back here. 242, 13, and 41. I think it's fair for what we don't know. It could be much better, or it could be a shit ton worse.
That's fair.
I think if he bats 240, he's back in the minors. He's got to hit 300. I've seen him now. He's looking like what I thought he could be, which was a lesser version of the guy that played for the Braves that's in the Dodgers right now. A lesser version of him. I think he could be that guy if he gets enough. If he gets 500 at bats, I think he can hit 270, 280, because he has to. It's not that he has to hit that high to stay with this team. Otherwise, he's trade bait. He has to. And
he's probably looking at Dom Smith and saying, "I got plenty of time."
If he is, he's looking at the wrong Dom Smith. He better be looking at some other Dom Smith. But he has to hit close to 300 to justify him having a spot on the team.
He's had a really sweet swing in the spring. The home run that he hit the other day, beautiful cut, beautiful swing.
He looks strong. He looks filled out. He looks like he's like Vientos. Vientos came with a mustache and the goatee. He became a man. Next thing you know, he's got 27 home runs. Let's see if Beatty can do the same thing.
Kind of looks like
Speaking
a franchise a little bit, but
as long as he hits, I don't care what he's got going on. Mark Vientos is next. 276, 31, and 85.
Do we pick the same numbers?
That would be great. That would be great. I don't know if he can do that with the way they're going to. They might pitch him a little different this year. He might not catch people by surprise a lot. If he makes the adjustment, he can do that. But I think his average will be a little lower in the 260s. But his home run total is about right.
I watched.
You had 281. I had 270.
Yeah, pretty.
I hope it's 290.
But watching him through spring training, his pitch recognition and how he swings at them was very impressive to me. I watched him more than any other batter because I think he's probably in the lineup the biggest key to our offensive success. And I thought, in my opinion, that he was
a very good point.
A really good job in spring. I know it's spring, but pitch recognition is the same in spring and in the regular season. And I thought he did a good job at holding off on bad pitches and attacking good pitches. So I'm hoping I'm right, and I'm hoping this season he is just on form. I'm hoping he's just that kind of talent.
I mean, in spring training, people are throwing fastballs and just working on their stuff. So it's not the same as all major leaguers and stuff. It's different. But I think you're right 100% that he's a huge key, because if he does well, like you say you're watching him, I'm with you, buddy. I'm with you. If he does well, that Mets offense will be off the chain 1 through 5.
Yeah,
1 through 5. If he does well, the Mets offense will be sick.
And then we'd have the best bottom lineup in baseball: Nimmo, Alvarez when he comes back, Winker / Marte. I mean,
I'd say very good, very good for sure.
Yes,
very good.
All right, next up, just a couple that we can kind of like blast through here is Acuna. Again, we don't know. We have him at 263, 6 home runs, 27 RBI. Again, because we just don't know what's going on. If it's going to be up and down, does when McNeil comes back, is it McNeil and Beatty? You know, those are the type of thing we'll see.
Tricky.
Mr. Siri, Jose Siri, up in center field, 214, 16 and 48. Not a game breaker. He's here for his defense. He's a Harrison Bader type guy with more athleticism, more potential. So, you know, we'll see with him.
He has a lot of power. I'd give him, if he's playing a full year, I'd put him in the low 20s for home runs.
20s.
Yeah.
From your mouth to God's ears.
Baseball gods. Yours.
That's all right.
All right. And then our dynamic duo at DH, we have Jesse Winker at 251, 10 and 48. And we have Starling Marte at 258, 11 and 52 in a split. And if you put that together, you're at 21 home runs. You had 100 RBI from the DH spot. I'll take those 100 RBIs. Appreciate that.
Yep.
I think the power and the RBIs are fair. I think the averages are gonna have to be higher for them to be worth it to keep it at DHs. And I know Marte, if he plays healthy, he's 270 easy. Winker can do 270, 280. So I would expect the averages to be higher, provided they're healthy and they do and they're playing every day.
Mr. Nimmo out in left field. We have him at 259, 21 home runs, and 78 RBI.
Yeah, that's everything else. Everything's fair again. The RBIs and the power, I think, are good. But Nimmo, after last year, he's gonna hit higher. He's gonna hit in the 270s. He has to, because if he's 259, he'll be effective. But he's not a 259 player with a lot of walks.
The whole season will take him
like
far.
these guys with the hair, you know.
Add 20 stolen bases.
20 stolen bases.
Then he'll get hurt.
What do you have? 15 last year.
If you add those 20, if you add those 20s, he's not playing the full year.
Even Acuna Jr., the Braves guy said he'd rather steal 30 bases and be healthy than 70 and blow out a wheel. Obviously, Captain Obvious over there.
But I hope Joe's right. I would love it. He would be very helpful.
20 stolen bases. All right, and then Juan. We'll wait for Keith. We'll keep chugging, and Keith will get back. But we have Juan Soto, our new guy out here. 273, 36, and 96 is where we landed there. I had him 275, 38, and 100. I gave him and Lindor and Pete all 100 RBI seasons.
That's I think with Lindor in front of him, yeah, and a couple of the other lower end guys in front of Lindor, he can get 100 RBIs. The homers, you said 38, 36?
Mm-hmm. 38, 36. I had 38, Keith 34.
Yeah, I'd give him on the high end between 35 and 40 because he doesn't have the short porch anymore, but he goes to the opposite field really well.
Mm-hmm.
And his average might climb a little higher because he still will have a good protection behind him, and he has a great eye. So
better protection here than he had last year. It was only Aaron Judge in that lineup. Those are the
for
only two.
700 mil, he should hit 290. I mean,
Okay.
I don't know if he will, but I'm saying he should hit 290, 300. He should hit 300 if he's getting all that money. But I think it's fair if he hits 280 and above.
What stat are we on? I'm sorry, guys.
We were on Soto.
Mm.
So our average that we put together 273, 36, and 96. So Rodriguez is saying closer to 285, 290, and between 35 and 40 home runs, the higher end of it.
Yeah, the only reason why I didn't go up to 300 is because his walk ratio. So I think because he's not batting 300, he's going to walk so much that it's going to kind of offset the average in a weird way. Like he's not going to get his average higher because he's going to have walks in places where other players with a higher average would have hits. So I was really just kind of thinking that through a whole bunch, and I that's why I picked the average I picked for him.
I don't know, man. Pete is behind them. I don't know how many people are going to want Pete, to face Pete with runners on. I think he's going to get better pitches. I think the RBIs is dependent on the bottom of our lineup. How many of them are on base for him when he's getting up?
Exactly.
Well, I think 98 is ambitious. I think he'll hit around 40, and 85, 90 RBI. Totally solid, rock solid.
Rock solid, yeah.
Worth 70 million.
Yeah.
I'll take it. He's going to be
all high numbers, but there's so many factors. I mean, either way, he's going to perform.
Of course, always. Yeah. But
He'll do his average
as long as Peter's performing behind them and he's got runners on base ahead of him. Nobody gets hurt. Knock wood. So yeah.
Was that your cock you were knocking?
Those are good numbers. I mean, with a good healthy season, those are fucking great numbers. I'll take it every fucking year. I'll take it every.
Yeah. If you got Pete at third, you got Lindor getting on base at a 35% clip. You got Soto getting on base at a 42% clip. So he's gonna have guys on, and I wouldn't even be surprised if Soto drives in Lindor 75 times.
It's gonna be like sucking the end of
he would be.
This is gonna be amazing.
They're making it easy for the polar bear to eat. That's all I'm saying.
Amen. And Vientos and Nimmo. I mean, it's gonna be.
Lineup.
I think it's gonna be. It has the potential to be. Let me say that. A really fun year, and I cannot wait.
If he drove in Lindor 75 times, he would have at least 116 RBIs.
I mean, bro,
because he scores himself. How many home runs did you say? 40. So,
who was it that hit like 150 RBIs? Was it Albert Bell or
nothing wrong with that? I believe the record is like 180 something. Well within reach. All right. Before we head out, I want to go through the pitching really quickly here, Keith. Rodriguez, with an eye to you because you're a pitching sensei. Here's I'm going to do the rundown. You let me know in a couple of words if you think we're spot on here. We got Kodai Senga coming in at 12-5, a 3.12 ERA.
That's average.
He's gonna lose more games, but he's gonna win. He's gonna win 14. What's the ERA you said?
3.12.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
I had him at 2.85. Keith 3.39. I went down.
No, it's fair. It's fair. If he's healthy, everything is based on everybody being healthy. So let's go with 14 and 8 and what was the 3.2? Where you guys are at?
I think we're all in the same ballpark.
He's got a new pitch.
Ballpark. So, yeah. See what you did there. It's a baseball show. Is it Minaya or Minaya? I can't remember ever.
Minaya.
We also have at 12 the same 12-5 record. We got different ways to get there, but 12-5, a 3.57 ERA.
ERA is very fair. I think his record is going to be better. I think he's going to lose 7 or 8 games again. I'm putting him really just on the same trajectory as Senga, but if he figured it out, if what he did last year and he really figured himself out, he's our ace. He's a 15-game winner in this league if he's got it figured out. If it wasn't just a fluke last year, if he's got it figured out, he's winning 15.
Clay Holmes, turning him into a starter. We got him at 9-8, a 3.55 ERA.
He's looked really good, bro. He's looked really good, and with the offense that we have, I think he's a double-digit winner. I would put him at 12, maybe.
Dude, his whip in spring training was under 1, and he had like an 8 to 25 strikeout to walk ratio, and his ERA I think was 1.17 or something.
Yeah, he's looked really good.
Really is putting forth an effort. So I'll give him a little more credit than 9 and 8. You know,
it's a stamina. If he can stay strong the whole year, coming as look at his hair. If his stamina holds up, he's in double-digit win territory. And like Joe said, his ERA was fantastic. I mean, but and the offense that we have too, guys. Remember that he only has to go 5 innings.
So he's pitched 5 to 6 innings over the course of 5 days, several times as a reliever. But can he do 5 to 6 innings at once every 5 days? It is a difference, stamina-wise. That's the only thing that really concerns me about Clay Holmes. But I believe he can. I'm just also worried about the 162 plus with him doing it all at once every 5 to 6 days. But we'll see. I mean, my predictions are my predictions, and in my predictions, I'm stating that he probably can. We'll see.
David Peterson, our
lefty guru
who found it potentially last year. This year we have him at 13-8, a 3.78 ERA. Both of us came out with 13 wins for him. Do you believe, Rodriguez? Do you believe?
Listen, if the only thing that David Peterson needs to do is pitch aggressively and not be scared. I've said it all along. If he pitches aggressively and tries to be a man on the mound over there and against the other team, he can fall into 12 wins because he's a lefty. Honestly, just be aggressive. If he's found if what he was last year is who he is this year, he's definitely going to put up those numbers.
Rounding out the last couple, 5 and 6, if you will, Tylor and Griffin Cannon. McGill, we have 7-8, 4.25 ERA, and Canning 8-11, 4.55 ERA. Look at right those numbers, and just the name Griffin Canning made Rodriguez just sick to his stomach.
Just Tylor McGill just makes me sick to my stomach. That seems like what he's gonna do, which I hate to say. I think he's gonna do that. I'd rather he didn't. I'd rather he was in the bullpen. I honestly would prefer him in the bullpen and having him come in as a middle reliever. I think he would be fantastic. But if we're gonna use him as a starter, I guess he'll get his first 4 wins in from April to May, and then the last 2 the rest of the year.
Somewhere spaced out after the All-Star break.
Somewhere over there, whatever. I think McGill. I agree with Rodriguez. I think McGill would be great in the bullpen. I think he would be better in a setup role because pitching has changed so much. It's insane. We're not going to get into that now, obviously, but I think in a setup role, I think it would be great because if he was able to throw his stuff as hard as he can for 1 inning, 1.5 innings, I think he would be highly effective. I think it's his stamina and longevity that really impacts him because he tries to be crafty. He's not crafty. he needs to come out there and just really kind of, in his own way, with his own arsenal, gun people down.
He has to throw
Gun him.
strikes, Keith. He has to throw strikes. Okay, he can't nitpick. I mean, you're throwing 98 for whatever, however long you're gonna throw it.
But
Hit the corners and throw all speed. Throw freaking strikes, man.
Yeah.
Stop walking
I
people.
understand,
guys,
bro.
Rodriguez got angry there, almost dropped the F-bomb there.
I almost.
Throw some fucking strikes. But you're absolutely right. Yeah, but I think that if he did not have to be crafty, he'd do better at it.
He doesn't have to be crafty. He throws 97.
In 5 or 6 innings, you kind of have to. Yes, you kind of have to pull back and push forward. I mean, right.
For 5 innings. Give me a break. He doesn't even throw 100 pitches. I throw 100 pitches in my first 2 innings.
Okay.
Well, that's the problem. Some of these guys throw 100 pitches in 3 1/3.
I respect your opinion.
They don't. I wish they did.
But their control is so not there that they what producer Joe is famous in the chat saying that, you know, we didn't score a run the first inning, but we hung 32 pitches on the other guy. And that happens to us a lot, you know. And then you're deep in the bullpen, and then the bullpen gets screwed a couple of years.
I think right. You're kind of pigeonholing his focus as a reliever instead of making him say, like, you need to for 5 innings you need to score, only give up this many runs. But I think if you're only saying, hey, listen, for an inning or an inning and a half, I need you to shut him down, pigeonholes his focus, and it
can't pitch a half inning. The third, it's baseball.
Huh?
Can't pitch an inning and a half. It's a third. It's baseball.
You're right.
And then Diaz, we have him at 4-4.
I appreciate that.
This is a baseball show, not whatever you're trying to go there with that comment. 4-4, 250 ERA, 29 saves. By the way, disrespectful as hell. I said disrespectful. Baseball Reference has Edwin Díaz projected for 11 saves this year.
Do they really? That's horrible.
11. What are we doing? Rude, disrespectful, and all those other words that you can. Thank you, producer Joe.
Wow.
Take it. Like somebody, Rodriguez, can you text that to him? Text that to Diaz. Motivate him.
Oh yeah. I'll text him. I have him online. Yeah, I definitely have him on the gram.
By the way, Mr. Diaz, I have you with 35 saves. Very well respected, up there. I love you. Don't worry about it. All right, Rodriguez. Any final thoughts on Diaz? I know we talked a little bit earlier on the velocity, but
Diaz should be fine if he's just. I mean, you know, come on. He's hopefully he pitches less this year, because the less he pitches, the more the Mets are winning. They don't need him. Or if he's really pitching less, then that means the Mets really suck. So either it could be
or
the two
they're
extremes.
Dominant and he's not getting.
Or they're dominant. So, but I think 30 plus saves, 35 plus is good. And if he's at 30, if he's over 35 saves, like the Mets are really deep into the playoffs, and they're really a solid team because he's nailing wins down, and the Mets are coming back and they're doing. If he's at 11 saves, dude, we're screwed, because we're gonna have to bring up. We're gonna take Tyler McGill and put him as a closer.
Oh my God, Rodriguez!
Bring up Brandon Sproat. You're gonna have to bring up Brandon Sproat to be the closer for the Mets.
Not to make anybody violently ill, but Mets are up by a run, first and second, 1 out. Here comes closer Tyler
McGill. The big easy. Yeah, that's a nice way of saying the big slob.
The big dribble. All right, so that was our kind of projections or predictions of what's going on in baseball this year, what's going on with the Mets. Let's do a little round robin up and get on out of here. Keith, what you got here?
So I just wanted to say, I mean, I guess, and it's fitting because we were just talking about a lot of pitching, and every year when I do these pitching predictions, I realize more and more, and the younger generation may not really feel it, but for like us here, how much the philosophy, the approach of pitching has changed within Major League Baseball.
When you said younger generation, you were talking about me. What do you mean us? Okay. Sorry.
Well, I include you in that because you're just an old bastard too. Like Edwin Díaz, I picked, I think, 21 or 23 or something like that. Edwin Díaz saves. And the reason why I did that is because the pitching philosophy has changed so much where the end of the bullpen is different. It's definitely always more committee with one guy just holding a little bit of a higher hierarchy in that position. And starting pitching especially has changed where our expectations are down to 5 innings. And we look more to bullpen to carry the game. Baseball is an ever-changing game. It can go back to what we grew up with. It could change beyond that. Just sit back, relax, and all of you traditionalists, just enjoy the game. Baseball is amazing. The Mets are going to have a great year this year. They're adapting to what we're looking at in terms of all of these changes. And we're going to be a successful team because of our leadership. And when I say our, I really mean the Mets leadership and our GM and our ownership is going with that flow. And not only are they going with that flow, they are adapting and creating new philosophies. And the reason why I'm all long-winded about this is because this is our future. We're going to be ever-changing. The Mets are going to be great. It's going to be a really fun year. I know everybody's scared of the Dodgers and everything else. We have just as good a chance to get there right now, as of today, than anybody else. Let's go Mets. Enjoy the game Thursday. And
we better.
Mets.
Rodriguez, what you got here on the way out?
Let's go Mets.
There it is. Producer Joe.
Last year we had no expectations, and we went deep in the playoffs. It would be nice. It would be nice to at least build on that and make it into the playoffs and get a respectable run. Let's go Mets.
All right.
Let's go, Joe.
Rodriguez had a little catnap there. Yeah, to echo everybody's sentiments. Let's go Mets. Mets Citi Field voted the #1 stadium food 3 years in a row. Got a lot of new items that I was drooling at earlier. Hope to make it up there a couple times, maybe this year, and snack on that. I still never tried the rainbow Oreo egg roll, something like that. All right, that does it for us. Let's go Mets. 2 days away from opening day. Clay Holmes, anybody? Didn't think we'd be saying that, but Clay Holmes starting opening day against the Astros.
And I'm excited. I said, and I'm excited about it.
As we all are. Producer Joe, get us up on out of here. Let's go Mets.
Put it in the box.